happy to answer any questions, and then I do have some data to share if needed. But colleagues, given the time that we're in and the seduction that we know has at least befallen our mayor, we also know that the very interests that created that condition or that nurtured that condition, which is at the root of this, is the influence of money in our campaigns. It's part of what is now understood as the game of politics, that you have to raise money. But we want to make sure that through our own laws and the ability to regulate ourselves, that we can assure the public that those who have funded our campaigns to sit at the dais are not sponsors of our position, but rather contributors to allow us to sit here, and that nothing will then be done in return for their support, at least for a year out. So this is my attempt to continue to restore trust in not just those of us sitting here at the dais, but in the electoral process, and to also assure that those who have huge money influences, they have a choice in their speech. We can't prohibit them giving money to PACs because of the Supreme Court decision, but they have a choice. If they would like to contribute because they believe so in democracy, then they know that they should not expect anything in return, because that council member will have to recuse themselves from voting on their item. Secondly, the question of campaign debt is a critical one for me, and I'll share data in a bit once we get some other questions and perspectives first. But certainly the idea that one can loan themselves or their campaign committee thousands of dollars, and then after being elected, host fundraisers where interest of items to them, personal financial interests, they may come and write a check to our campaign committee for debt relief, who then writes a personal check to us that goes straight into our bank account. If they just gave us the check directly, that's bribery under the law. If they write a check to a committee and that committee writes a personal check to us, it's legal. So this is to limit the ability for folks to continue to fundraise to pay off personal debt that they loan themselves. And then third, so that we can again trust decisions that are being made, and the public can trust in them, that we're not out soliciting campaign funds for 4 years for a re-election or for even pursuing other positions, so that we can assure the public that we're not out soliciting campaign contributions with entities that may have business in our city. So this is, I think, a good, solid step. Not perfect, but certainly we don't want the perfect to be the enemy of the good, as many have cited, step towards restoring campaign finance and trust in our city.